When I think of all the good times that I've wasted, having good times. Think of all the good times that I've wasted, having good times. All of my lying, I remember her crying. All of my sinning, see that in 1960 there was a lot of hard rock stuff being sung. The Beatles were singing things like, I want to be your man, let me hold your hand. We had the Rolling Stones were doing all rock stuff, Chuck Berry stuff. Everything was hard and junk, solid.
Eric Burden.
And then LSD came along, and the music suddenly went all trippy and dreamy, and flowers that grow so incredibly high, and Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Everything became much softer, much more hallucinogenic, trippy, dreamy. And now that the drugs are gone, we're coming back again to the solidness. Everybody's getting themselves together again. We've got the people who lived through the LSD experience went through a complete facet of learning, and it's just, it must have been done some other way when we thought I was a kid. Maybe they did it by going to war. I was talking to an air hostess who told me that she was on a line, TWA, which was flying soldiers to the front of Vietnam. And she would watch a platoon of soldiers together get on the plane. And when they got on the plane and they were on the way to Vietnam, they'd be all, getting as much booze down their throats as possible, all bragging about wanting to get into battle and fight it out, all trying to grab a hold of the hostess and things like that. Now, she'd watch the same platoon on the way back after they'd experienced combat, on the way back to America, and they'd become men. They were dignified and quiet, and they shut up, and they behaved themselves, and they didn't say anything. So for them, really, that's kind of like an LSD trip. That's what it does to you. There is so much communication, but there's so much a lack of communication. The tools are there for communication, but we're not using them right. Television is being misused, radio is being misused, the movies have been misused. The movies in Hollywood, for instance, have told the biggest, dirtiest lie about America for the past 30 years. This is probably the greatest lie that mankind's ever told.
My faith was so much stronger then. I believed in fellow men, and I was so much older then. When I was young, when I was young.
I remember an old proverb that says that youth thinks itself wise just as drunk men think themselves sober.
Anthony Burgess.
Youth is not wise. Youth knows nothing about life. Youth knows nothing about anything except a mass of cliches, which for the most part, through the media of pop songs, are just foisted on them by middle-aged entrepreneurs and exploiters who should know better. When we start thinking that pop music is close to God, then we'll think pop music is aesthetically better than it is. And it's only the aesthetic value of pop music we're really concerned with. I mean, the only way we can judge Wagner or Beethoven or any other composer is aesthetically. We don't regard Wagner or Beethoven or Shakespeare or Milton as great teachers. When we start claiming for Lennon or McCartney or the Maharishi or any other of these pop prophets the ability to transport us to a region where God becomes manifest, then I see red. We're satisfied with our little long-playing record, 10 pop numbers or thereabouts aside. This is great. We've been told this by the great pundits of our age. And in consequence, why should we bother to learn? There's nothing more delightful than to be told, you don't have to learn, my boy. There's nothing in it. Modern art, there's nothing in it. When you're told these things, you sit down with a sigh of relief. Thank God I don't have to learn, I don't have to travel, I don't have to exert myself in the slightest. I am what I am. Youth is youth, pop is pop. There's no need to progress, there's no need to do anything. Let us sit down, smoke our marijuana, an admirable thing in itself, but not the end of anything. Let us listen to our records, and life has become a single moment. A single moment is eternity. We're with God. Finis.
There's what they call a culture boom, which means that more people are buying carefully packaged classical music at budget prices. You know, get a little Mozart in your house and make people think you know what's happening. Pop music, bad as it is better than most of the rest of what's happening.
Certain primitive tribes believe we have no art. We do everything as well as possible. To us, who think ourselves sophisticated, the Cream, a pop group, offer a simple hope. Please open your eyes. Please try to realize. I found out today we're going wrong.